the 1987 National Farm Machinery Show at the Kentucky Fair and Exposition Center in Louisville, another event in the most powerful sport in the world, the ICI America's Red Man National Pulling Championships. Welcome to the 19th consecutive running of the first, the oldest indoor tractor pull there is, Louisville, the granddaddy of pulling. It's every puller's dream to get an invitation to come to Louisville. That's the only way they can come, by invitation. It's a case of the best meeting the best, and the pull-off will tell the rest. So here we have the elite, the upper crust of every type of puller from all over the nation. No, it's not the money they're after, it's the prestige. You won't be looking at a single rookie today. These are the nation's top drivers. Freedom Hall here at the fairgrounds was built 21 years ago and has housed the tractor pulls for 19 years. Even the dirt is special at Louisville, seasoned and aged and tempered by time, conditioned just right to provide an ideal bite for these giant lug tires. This granddaddy of pulling is sanctioned by Redman TNT All-American Pulling Series. Strictly invitational, and everybody's here. Old pros like Art Arfons of Akron, Ohio, and his twin jet-powered Green Monster, tires almost tearing from the rims under that awesome power. Here's one of the country's strongest pullers, three-time TNT national champion Bruce Hutcherson from Patriot, Indiana. Watch out, here comes Manuel Moreno in the Yellow Rose of Texas. And don't forget the monster trucks, leading that unceasing battle between Ford and Chevrolet. For Ford, it's Virginia Giant. And for those loyal Chevy fans, tearing it up out there, how about the fabulous Silver Bullet? But listen, here at Louisville, no one is allowed to enter more than a single event. Just one hook, 15 classes over a 4-day schedule. And to think they said you couldn't have a pull indoors.
Tell you what, the track is about as good a track as I've ever been on in my life.
About halfway up the track and grabbing a hold of me, and it's about all I could do, just choke it while I'm out.
I don't think you'd see very many of these tractors out in the field pulling a bottom plow, but it'd sure be interesting to see what they can do with one.
We'll be right back, featuring action from two of the greatest indoor events in pulling. The 6,200-pound four-wheel drive trucks and 9,200 modified tractors. But first, a word from ICI Americas.
Well, we started off with the 6,200 pounds, and as Army and I travel around the country, we want to know one thing. Ladies and gentlemen, how many Chevrolet people do I have in the audience tonight? All right.
There's a tremendous crowd here at Louisville for the ICI America's Red Man Pulling Championships. Four-wheel drive trucks are the only pulling vehicles allowed to use more than two wheels under power. How about 1,000 unsupercharged horsepower? No wonder the four-wheelers have become a real crowd-pleasing class.
All right. So we go to Tom Carneal out of Tappahannock, Virginia. You Chevrolet people, here's one to watch as he brings it to the starting line. Tom Carneal and a Chevrolet known as the Crowd Pleaser.
Speaking of crowd-pleasing, first up is Thomas Carnell Jr., Tappahannock, Virginia, in the Crowd Pleaser Chevy. It's always the first puller who sets the pace, and you can bet the others are watching him like hawks. .72 feet. Not a bad mark for Carnell, the TNT defending national champion. Anything over 200 feet on this track is terrific. Second up is Darrell Yarborough, Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, a Rodak big block Chevy. Can he beat that 2:05 that Carnell racked up?
How about a Chevrolet, people? What do you say? You're going to let him know you're here tonight, right? Chevrolet!
Wow, 217 feet, close to a full pull. Yarborough's the man to beat now. The next puller's got his work cut out for him, that's for sure. It's Tom Mankey from Arlington, Wisconsin, in the Foolish Farmer. You know, there's no foolishness at all under that pretty bodywork. Underneath, these four-wheelers are 100% pure racing machines, and in this class are permitted to weigh no more than 6,200 pounds. Four-wheel drive is one of the hardest divisions to master. No matter how hard the builder tries, most of the power shifts to the rear axle drive during a run.
Oh, yeah, Mank ready to go. He sets it up.
Tom didn't make it. It appears that Mankey blew his rear end. At least that's what it sounded like. A heartbreaker for Tom, who came all the way from Virginia just to get one hook. Big chance stripped away like those gears in back there.
Tom, how tough's the track tonight?
It's a whole lot tougher than what I thought it was going to be.
I'm sure you pull on a lot looser tracks. I thought you made a little bit better shot on the right side, though, but of course I realized that was a lot lighter, but it seemed like everybody's moving to the left side now after you.
Well, I started to come back over here, but I thought it might be a little bit of dry dirt on top. I needed all the help I could get.
Well, nice job. You're currently number 2, 2:05. Let's hope it holds for you.
Thank you.
Back to you, Army.
The tumbleweed, ladies and gentlemen, out of Independence, Iowa, coming out.
Next up, a Ford to go after that first-place Chev. Tom Griffin from Winthrop, Iowa, in the tumbleweed. Tom's one of the up-and-comers in the four-wheelers, and he's going to really lay it on for his first appearance in the Louisville Invitations. Well, 2:01.83, 15 feet short of the leader. The left side of the track just didn't work for Griffin. Another Chevy, James Hamilton in Gone Bananas. And the standings now show Yarborough first, Carnell second, and Griffin third. The distance to beat is 217 feet. .05 puts Hamilton in second place.
Come up just a little bit short, but man, oh man, Hamilton gave it a go.
A mighty respectable Chevrolet performance for this three-time TNT national champion. So far, it's been a Ford versus Chevrolet contest, but look what's here. A genuine Chrysler Hemi four-wheel puller, piloted by Kentuckian Kenny Wiggins. Those Chrysler Hemis ruled the roost for a long time in Grand National stock car racing, and the engine got its name from its then revolutionary hemispherical combustion chamber. It was a great big engine and a great success while it was in production, and put Chrysler in a lot of winner's circles. But can Wiggins give this one a comeback today? Next time, 196 puts Wiggins down in sixth place.
What you would do is some interviews. All the drivers are saying the same thing. You got to get the bite to the track. Got to come out smoking.
Watch out, here comes Manuel Moreno in the Yellow Rose of Texas, an 85 Chevy hailing from Seguin, Texas, near San Antonio. Manuel owns a construction company there, and he's been burning them all out on the Redman TNT All-American pulling circuit lately. And Moreno carries the Chevrolet banner into first place with a 221.72 feet. There's only one contestant left, and guess what? It's a 4. Would you believe it's called Super 4? So now Joseph Smolik from North Judson, Indiana, becomes the last puller in the 6,200-pound 4x4 class. Smolik is about to pit his big Ford and a lot of years of Midwest pulling savvy against the Texan and his Chevy, who sit in the catbird seat for the moment. You can just about hear the butterflies pounding in Joe's stomach right now. It's his one chance to upset the leader. So much for the Fords this time. Joe Smolik's trouble-filled 51 feet barely got him out of the chute.
Well, it's the Chevrolet. It's out of Texas, and it goes back to the Lone Star State tonight. And a man, oh man, he is so excited. You had a long drive coming up here, but was it worth it?
Yes, it was. Every minute of it.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know about that other engine you lost last weekend, but you sure came on strong with this one. This is your second engine, or is this a brand new motor?
No, this second engine. It's a good engine, just like the other one.
Well, I tell you, I hate to see the number 1. Congratulations, your first win here at the National Farm Machinery Show. Louisville, let's give him a nice round of applause. Manuel Moreno.
We'll be coming back in just a few moments with heavy action from the 9,200-pound super-modified multi-engine tractors, superstars of the most powerful sport on earth. And we're back now for the big ones, the 9,200-pound super-modified multi-engine tractors, as we continue coverage of the ICI America's Redman National Pulling Championship. Up to 5 alcohol-burning modified engines may be mounted on a single chassis in this class, pouring as much as 10,000 horsepower back to those monster rear tires. How else to describe them? One word does it: awesome. Here in the 9,200 Supermods, we're jumping in on the action as Fred Freeman of Wadesville, Indiana, lines up the mean mistreater to haul that sled down what could be another glory road. In the multis, he's the only one running lower power stock block engines, but he's got special new tires that might make up the difference. A full pull for Fast Freddie Freeman on those new tires. They made the difference, and he ties for first place. Okay, there's only one tractor left now. We've had 3 full pulls in this contest of technology and brutal horsepower. Now Tim Engler on Mission Impossible. Freddie Freeman's closest friend. They travel together, run together. Tim's between a rock and a hard place. Just to stay in competition, he's not only got to be good, he's got to be perfect with a full pull or nothing. He saw Freeman deliver a full pull, as did Brian Knox and Bruce Hutcherson before him. So we've got a great climax in the offing. Another full pull, right up to the sandbank for Tim Engler. Well, wherever tractors pull, if Tim's there, he'll seldom let you down. We're in for a 4-way pull-off. Brian Knox, Bruce Hutcherson, Fred Freeman, and Tim Engler. What a climax for the ICI America's Redman Championships. First up, it's Knox of the Sassy Massey pulling team out of Weir, New Hampshire.
Grab your honey and hold on tight. The Sassy Massey's getting out tonight at the National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville, Kentucky.
Brian's the team's chief mechanic as well as business manager. And he's getting more than 10,000 horsepower out of those 5 Chevy-based engines.
Johnny Biddle walked down the track with a flag. He's checking everything. The top end crew, they're ready to go. They know what's coming their way. They've added 2,000 pounds of weight. Hands up on the driver. He reaches down, puts it in gear.
Brian spotting the sled on the right side of the track to start. His option under the rules. And let's see if he gets a good bite. Well, only 174.63. He moved to the middle of the track, and it didn't work for him. Knox seemed to bog down. Was it too much weight on the front or on the sled? All he can hope for is that the others will misjudge too. Here's one of the country's strongest pullers, 3-time TNT national champion Bruce Hutcherson from Patriot, Indiana. He's a hog farmer, so the tractor's name, Macon Bacon, makes a lot of sense. But we wonder how much time he spends on his 3,000-acre farm, because he and his wife Jill seem to show up wherever there's tractor pulling action. Bruce is a little unusual too, because he's a crossover driver. That is, he also pulls with a super scooter in the 2-wheel truck class. The Macon Bacon Special here is powered by 5 Rodeck engines, built right here in Louisville. And Bruce estimates he's got at least $125,000 invested just in those engines. .197, considerably better than Brian Knox, right in the center of the track.
The top motor blew on him. You can see the oil running down between the 2 side engines.
But it appears that Bruce had some kind of a problem. We saw something let go about halfway through the run. But any way you cut it, it was still impressive at 197 and change.
Okay, Hutch, I'll tell you what. We were concerned about the engine in the center there, center engine. We didn't know if you lost it or not. We did see a little bit of oil there at last. Normie and I was kind of concerned.
Yeah, that motor is an iron motor, and it's 572 cubic inches. And I've got some 70 weight oil in it, and I'm throwing a lot of oil out of it tonight.
Well, 197.05. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's always good to go in the lead when you run. I expect if Tim gets his act together, he'll go by it.
All right. A good competitor is always Bruce Hutcherson.
Now it's Fred Freeman's opportunity. Earlier we talked about the special tires he's using. He's within the rules with them, but they have a tread that comes to a point in the middle, running to the edge on both sides. Standard treads don't run this far, and they don't come to a point. Since he's put them on, Fred's run and won with the best, even though he's working with less horsepower than the others. Some people call his rig a dinosaur in this age of high-tech frames and power plants. But this Vietnam vet has been showing him a thing or two so far this year. .213.82 feet for Fred Freeman. He's number 1. Looked a little wobbly, but he held her in bounds by tapping the brakes.
I'll tell you, you were right on the money all the way down.
Yeah, well, the tractor always has been a real good tractor out of the hole, and my driving style probably helps that a little.
Well, I'll tell you, as long as I've been working around with you and watching you pull, I've always known you've had plenty of ground speed. Congratulations, there it is, 213.82. That puts you up number 1.
Thank you, for a while.
For a while. Okay, back to you, Army.
Angel rolls out. If he'd have been born 100 years ago, he'd have been a gunfighter. You watch him, he does the same thing every time when he backs to the sled. Crew chief, Biff, walking off the left side of the track. He's finished with his job. Now it's up to the owner-driver, Tim Engler himself.
This is it. That golden, that rare second chance. And Tim Engler's more than earned his second opportunity. to win the 9,200-pound super modified class in the most prestigious pulling event on the TNT circuit. This will be the one everybody remembers, the one that wins you the jacket that says you are the ICI America's Red Man champion. It's the event that'll be painted on the side of the tractor, the one that really counts in the heart. The finishing order for the 9,200-pound super modifieds is Tim Engler and Mission Impossible with a full pull, Fred Freeman and Mean Mistreater, Bruce Hutcherson and Macon Bacon, and fourth, Brian Knox.
I know you won the 72 last year. You come back and get the 92 this year. How do you feel?
Well, it's just great. Fred and I have always talked about coming to Louisville and getting 1 and 2. This year, we both had a new set of tires. I'm sure it helped both of us, but it was a great thrill to come down here and run for the Farm Machinery Show and the Red Man sponsored pull. It was a very good and exciting pull.
Well, we're so glad that you
Well, that's it, the 1987 ICI America's Red Man Pulling Championships from the National Farm Machinery Show at Louisville, Kentucky. Sanctioned by Red Man TNT All-American Pulling Series.
Pretty lucky. We got a good hold of the track, and we had quite a lot of power. And I'd like to thank ICI America and Red Man for putting the pull on, and the Farm Machinery Show for having it here.